What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back. So I noticed the last episode I'd forgotten to pull it out of stream mode, so it was only 1440 instead of 4K, so apologies for that. But either way, we're ready to continue. And I actually looked it up to verify, and we can, the arc stones that we can use to warp out, they cost 5,000 a pop. So even though we abandoned 4,800 souls, it was actually worth it, because the price of an arc stone is more expensive. But anyway, head on over to the smithing grounds, World 2-1, and we're going to get started with this. Now, there are two weapons I would recommend that you use for going through this area. Either the falchion that we have on right now, or alternatively the winged spear that we picked up on the bridge. The enemies here are very weak to pierce, so I'm going to pull on out the spear just to show that. But basically, you're going to want to use either the blade we have that's enchanted with magic, because the split damage will work, or the pierce. As a reminder, there is a lizard over there that we grabbed in a previous episode, the merchant. And then if you hadn't watched episode 3, we took that elevator that's up there to get the battle axe that I've been switching back and forth to. There's also some loot over here by the cart that we grabbed in a previous episode as well. But anyway, all the loot that we grabbed back in episode 3 aside, we are heading down into here and continuing. So just to show the difference here, using the falchion, as you can see, it's taken about 2 hits to kill these guys. With the spear, still getting some pretty good damage. The spear is unupgraded, so obviously the damage isn't as nice as it would be. But using something like the battle axe, you can see we're not really getting a lot of damage in. I mean, it's going to be 4 hits to get a kill there. So the easiest way is to just use the falchion. You'll get through this area just fine with that. Kill these guys off. We got more in this room, and then we got to kill the dog. Let's go around killing all these guys. Oh. Now, the ones that have bags like this, they're actually awesome. Those bags, they have a ton of upgrade materials. As you can see, a ton of sharpstone and hardstone shards. In World 2 in general, you're going to get a lot of your upgrade mats out of this world. The worlds are pretty standard when it comes to upgrade mats, but you'll get a lot of your basic stuff in World 2. As for this guy, I'd suggest just sniping him. It's really easy to just pop this guy off with a couple arrows and not even worry about getting close and dealing with the fireballs he's going to shoot out. Look at all those goodies we're getting. We'll be able to upgrade our bow to +7 in a bit here. Get the ambush guy. Stop it. And we got a couple more guys in this hallway, and then 2 little rooms to dip into for loot. Ooh, got a little close there. You're probably wondering if I was ever going to actually use that miracle. This one has... that's what this one's... Loot's in the next one. Here we go. That's the loot I'm thinking of. Brass, and then this one should have some goodies for us. Alright, so we're going to be going down and killing more guys, but before we do that, we're going to take out this guy. So same as before. Just snipe this guy. And then as you cross this, you want to stay on the left side here. This plank is going to break. Go. Got Got the official's gloves. We're going to need 4 pieces of the official's gear to get one of the achievements and one of the merchants a little bit later. And then we'll go on down right here. Just loop our way around this, killing everybody we can. So I'm going to put on my item discovery ring. It's pretty common for these guys to drop some of the upgrade mats, so just boost that up a little bit. Right, we're looking good there. So drop on down. This up. Then, oh my god, I forgot to... was so distracted by loots, I forgot to hit the lever. So that's okay, we just run back up real fast. This way, past. This way, up. Alright, so same loop. That's just going to open the area above for us. So, it's going to run on back. I really love the improved visibility in zones like this in the remake. Okay, one last shiny through the fog. Okay. Now we got some salamanders. These guys will try and jump off the wall and hit you. Easiest thing is to just snipe them while they're up on the wall. And then you can snipe them on down, or you can fight your way through. It's whatever you prefer. Don't worry about the guys up there. Can't go up that way just yet. Instead, we're going to go over here. Already full on inventory. I have to do some inventory management once we get to the end of this. So there's a bunch of these salamanders in here. Just go around the room sniping them. Okay, them dead. Go on and get loot. And actually, real fast, just to... I'm gonna send a couple things back to storage here. Just to help with my inventory space. The ones down in the pit, don't worry about them. I mean, you can kill them, but you can't get anything down there anyway. So let's see, salamander room, continue forward. We're going to have all of these guys. You can just run up and fight them, or you can go ahead and snipe them whenever you're more comfortable with. Right. That fog is where we go to continue, but with all of them dead, we should now have enough to upgrade our bow even further. Unfortunately, we are able to do that here because there's a blacksmith in this area. Alright, so we're going to hit this wheel here. Run off the elevator real fast to grab this. Back onto it. Well, that's okay. This elevator is right near the very start, so after activating it, it doesn't matter if we die right there. We'll be able to just walk back over to it. Just gotta get my souls, which they're probably... I'm not seeing them. There they are. Can we drive by? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna ride this on down. And this blacksmith, while we have the blacksmith back in the Nexus, he will only do the most basic of upgrades, whereas this blacksmith can modify weapons that already have been enchanted. So like the crushing battle axe, we could upgrade that here. The falchion, we could upgrade that here. Now obviously we don't have the materials for those, but that doesn't change the fact that this is where you come. But anyway, go ahead and upgrade your bow as much as you can, and we are too large short of getting it to +7. It's a pity. But we'll get those while we're in this area. There's still more guys with bags that we can hit. But anyway, ride this back on up. We got on time. We're looking good. The last episode went a little long trying to fit all the world tendency stuff in, but it was better than splitting it up. Now, while some of these guys will respawn, you'll notice the ones that had the bags that are just, we'll call them loot pinatas, they will not respawn, unfortunately. So, just keep that in mind. You can't respawn the loot pinatas, just the regular enemies. Actually, gonna swap this back to the thief ring and go through the fog. Hardest part are the corridors here, which is another reason why a spear works great. Not only are these guys weak to it, but it's easy to hit stuff in the tight corridors. So one of the hard stones we needed. Alright, now, in this room, first thing we're going to do is... Shit, he's running already. Get this lizard. There's a ton of enemies that are coming. But don't worry about them. All we're concerned with is getting this lizard and getting his loots. Next, we're going to come over here. For this, just sprint across it. I've heard people say that you can walk slowly and still get across. I've always sprinted it. So, you know, if that works for you, let me know. I ain't doing it. Alright, so we got the Great Club, which is a pretty nice blunt weapon, but probably the most important thing about it is we can use that club to create the Butcher Knife if you want that weapon, which is a very, very strong weapon. It has S scaling and strength, S scaling and dexterity, and A scaling and faith. Absolutely brutal weapon. It's the one we used in the Let's Play, so if you're curious what it looks like, just go to some of the later episodes of the Let's Play to get an idea. Very slow, very beefy, very strong. So now that we're up top, roll through these. And over here, we will grab this goodie. And then we'll drop down right here. This goodie. And for this goodie. And now all the stuff that was thrown at us, we can just run up and kill this all from behind. part of the reason that it seems like the enemies are like really derping out is because we have the thief ring on. That aggro radius is honestly, it's pretty OP. I feel like they buffed it more than they had to in this game. Go up this way, and now there are going to be a bunch of salamanders and wolves that we'll need to fight. So, stay back, pop them off. In fact, I would suggest just killing these guys at range. It's very easy to get overwhelmed by all of them, so... See how he just kind of slithered his way right around the corner there. Make sure you're topped off here. These guys can very easily do a lot of damage. Okay, back to the bow. Alright, the wolves have not come to murder us yet, so that's good. Take our time and grab that. See, the AI isn't the brightest right now. What happens, a lot of players, you get over here, those salamanders fall on you that you didn't see, and then the wolves attack you on top of that, and it's just, you're in for a bad time. This. I'll grab a sharpening stone and then work around for more grass and miners. Okay. Soul. Sharp. Check to see how we're doing. I don't think we have enough. I want to say we needed, I think it's 3 large hardstone, and we only have 2. Get them all? Yes, okay. This. Alright, so that is going to turn off the water. Or the, not the water, but the mill, basically. So now lava has stopped flowing. So to drop, just run back up. This is the salamander pit from before. So then we're going to run, drop right into this little pit here. The poison resistance ring. Come out here. Grab some grass. And another large sharpstone shard. Okay, continue around till you come to the room. Okay. So be very careful entering this room. As you can see, there's a ton of barrels, and this guy shoots fireballs. The basic idea is he tries to... They want you to run into the room and get blown up by barrels. That's the trap, if you will. So just snipe him. No reason to give this guy the satisfaction. And then just for some flavor, go ahead and roll through and break everything, because why not? The leggings. Stone over here. Alright, so right around here where you start seeing the spider webs, just wait for a moment. You'll notice a guy up there. Hoping that you had decided to run along the path and drop a boulder on your head. And with this, we're pretty much done this area. All we have left is the boss. Well, there's a couple more things. We got a goodie right over here. It's the crisp blade. Let's see. We got the crisp blade. This should be guard, and the chunk is down below. Crisp blade, spider stone shard, elevator down, spider chunk down the hallway, then the boss. So I'm going to discuss the boss real fast. What we're up against is called the armor spider. As you can imagine, it's a big spider covered in armor. Its main weakness is magic. So magic builds, you are in luck. Now is your time to shine more than ever before. He's not resistant to melee, but if you were to go in with something like the Crescent Falchion or use the battle axe or another melee weapon and use the sticky white slime, you'll do pretty respectable melee damage to him. What we're going to be doing, a lot of people would consider not really a cheese strat, but we're literally just going to snipe this guy from the entrance. Just to go into some other things here. Main attacks to look out for. He has two types of fireballs. He has a targeted fireball that'll spit at you, and then he has a triple fireball. The triple fireball is always mid-range, so if we're hanging back, that's not going to be an issue. If you get into melee range, he has a slam, which you need to back up to avoid. He will throw his arms out. Think of it kind of like scissors when they open, kind of like that. So it's a sweep attack. You want to block that. And then at certain thresholds, he'll start spewing out oil, and then it'll light up on fire, and it'll crawl all the way towards the entrance of the arena. So if you really want to fight this guy melee, I'd highly suggest you do it with the purple flame shield. Having 90 fire damage resistance is going to help you a lot in this fight. It'll allow you to kind of block an attack and not have to worry about it. Despite that, we're just gonna sit in the back and chill. With the Thief Ring on, he doesn't really get all that aggro. And even with minimal stats, we're able to just kind of sit back here and just snipe this guy down. Let's see, that's the mid-range fireball. Unless he does the targeted fireball, we don't even need to worry about dodging. If he disappears and goes up, he'll try to web you. There's the targeted fireball. Just for lulz here, I'll put this on. You can see he's not even really attacking me right now. He's just chillaxing. Even if we're webbed, if we have this shield, we can just sit here. This stuff will do almost nothing. And otherwise, you're just going to chill here and snipe him down. I mean, you can certainly go into melee range on this guy, but considering how incredibly safe and consistent this strategy is, you know, we don't need to worry about anything. It takes about 50 arrows. All we're doing is just tapping triangle to pull our shield out, and then tapping triangle again to switch back to the bow. The thing is, this isn't even a ranged build. Like, this is just a bow that we put a couple upgrades into on a strength build at that, so you can imagine how easy this would be with like an actual... Like if you're playing a magic build and shooting magic at him, or if you had a dex focus and actually leveled up your bow with the dex scaling, like you can do way more damage than what we're doing here. But in the sake of it being a walkthrough, I wanted to show what I would consider to be the easiest, most consistent strategy for this boss, and this is without a doubt it. I mean, I don't, you know, that was arguably even easier for us to do than the Vanguard. Just sitting back, just popping them off. The Renowned Warrior Soul. Here we have a goodie. And then here at the Arkstone. Now we're gonna hop straight back to the Nexus. And there's a lizard that I want to get there, but as always, we've restored our human form. And so the very first thing we want to do is go back to the Nexus and get rid of it. And the reason for this is even though, you know, that lizard was right there, you might be thinking, well, you know, I could probably just kill that lizard real fast. I'll kill it, and then after that, I'll worry about getting rid of my form. But those 15 seconds that you're chasing the lizard around, that could be the difference between you getting invaded or you not getting invaded. So basically, anytime you're in body form, that's I think, I don't know if I mentioned that before, but invasions will only happen if you're in body form. So after a boss, when you just meander into the next zone for half a second, that's a very likely time that somebody might pop up in your game and try to kill you. And even if you weren't expecting it, if you're in human form and someone invades and you die, you just lost world tendency, and we do not want that. So something important to keep in mind. Hop back there real fast though. We're gonna kill that lizard. So the soul that the spider drops, we can use that to make the lava bow, which is a very, very strong weapon, especially for a strength build like this. You know, it's going to allow us to just get some really nice damage in. So definitely something that you're going to want to hang on to. You can upgrade that. Well, so there's two things. You're going to need a bow. That's at +7. Either the compound bow or the long bow, or compound long, compound short, regular bow, or the other. There's like 4 different bows you can use. Anyway, point is, get a bow to +7, and then we're going to get the lava bow. Now, if you're playing as a magic build, I wouldn't worry about that. You have magic. You know, you don't need a long bow. If you're playing as a dexterity build, the lava bow isn't bad, but those materials that we were picking up, the spider shards, spider stone, you can use that to enchant a bow with, make it something called sticky, and it basically makes the bow scale off of your dexterity. It goes up to S scaling dex. So that is a very, very powerful avenue that you could take if you're playing a dexterity build, and in fact one that I would recommend over a lava bow, just because especially once your dex is higher, like 30 or 40, you're going to be doing a lot of damage with the bow, and on top of the damage that it comes with, it also will increase the attack range of it. So as I mentioned, killing a boss is going to respawn the lizards, so we're not necessarily hunting lizards, but you know, this one and the other one were both right next to the entrances, so it makes sense to pop them on off. Anyway, go here. I'm going to go down, and with all of the goodies that we got, we can head on over here, talk to him, and we can now upgrade our bow to +7. Now, don't go higher than that. You want to leave it at +7. We're not going to be able to make the lava bow just yet, because before we can do that, we need to pick up the soul of the next boss in this area, 2-2. That boss soul will allow us to start creating boss weapons at the blacksmith. We're not going to be going for him just yet, only because it is a little bit challenging, and there's other areas that I feel we can conquer first and more comfortably prepare you for the later zones. So for now, we're going to wrap this one up. In the next episode, we're going to be doing 3-1, the Prison of Hope, so stay tuned, and I will catch you then with more.